Scorpio, this is your weekly tarot card reading for Born Without Boundaries. It is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising. Check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. It won't be different for each of you, right? Some of you have overlaps, but let's dig in, Scorpio, because this honestly is, let's put it this way. August 8th, the new moon really marked the beginning of Leo season. The feeling of Leo season, of the confidence and the certainty and the heart opening, the heart chakra opening, and courage coming back, even in the face of dissonance, even in the face of discouragement. Something about the heart space bursting open, it's like courage came back. And now we're ready to roar. We're ready to roar, not in terms of using our voice, though I think we're ready to do that too, but in terms of we're not scared of what was being thrown at us. It's not worrying us because we've been reminded of our strength. And that was a huge lesson last week. I'm going to do something a little bit different, Scorpio, and I want to do love, romance. I want to do love, I want to do career, and I want to do money. But let's think first of this energy, this general energy. We have the World card and the Devil card. Let me tell you, you are becoming acutely aware of the devil in the world and just how deep that goes. What do I mean by that? Sort of the stink of fear, because the devil is fear. And so in some ways you've liberated yourself from fears, and that's why I would not be surprised if you guys have started to notice the level of fear in everybody else. Right? It's like this new world with new limitations that aren't scaring you. But because of your unique position, there's just this sense of, it's not that you don't feel the restraint. You do. It's having the courage to understand that the restrictions that have been put on you don't matter. They matter in your 3D experience. It's not even just about 3D. They're not getting you down. They're not getting you down. They're not holding you back. Some of you could be getting a corporate job, settling into a role where there is reliable salary, dependable income, that kind of thing, because Capricorn can represent that world, the corporate world, the world of 3D structure and making money. But in a lot of ways, I still feel this rebellion. I still feel this feeling of going against, like not wanting it anymore, rejecting it, not wanting to not believing it. Even if you're stepping into the role, this new role, where you have to dress a certain way, you have to talk a certain way to get the paycheck, and not only the paycheck, but the benefits, you're not falling for it. You understand what it is. And there's a sense of, I'm going to use it as my tool. They're not going to make me into theirs. Some of you could also be very afraid of a new beginning, of a new start in your life. And feel that in lots of ways there's so many restrictions floating around you right now, specifically financial. But anything 3D, in terms of any 3D resources, could be food, could be housing, all of those things. It's like a fearsome restrictions, to the point of feeling so restricted, there is a sense of dread or fear. And then look what we have. We have the Emperor that popped out. And you know what the Emperor energy is? Creativity, creating the self. So in the presence of restriction, you're like, that's what I told you. I was like, there's a rebellion here. And he's not so much a rebel as he is, I'm going to do things my way because I'm tired of standing in line. So there is a sense of startup. Now that could extend into starting up a business. That could extend into being an entrepreneur. That just could extend into feeling your mojo come back because it kicked in almost like in a survival sense. It kicks in when things get the most fearsome. Now, in terms of romance, there is an essence here of starting a new world, perhaps a home life, perhaps a relationship with Capricorn or Aries energy. Let's get a little bit more on that. There's always an extended reading. The link is below. The Magician card has come out. Okay, so let's recap, Scorpio. All of these cards are major arcana. So there is major energy surrounding you. There's also major fate. That all of this has it's like you're being positioned out of this old way of being and into a new way of being. And that covers your thought processes. But we want to know, like, what are the restrictions? What are the restrictors? What are the binders? What are the challenges? Queen of Swords. So for some of you, this could very well be a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus female. But beyond that, what does the Queen of Swords represent? The challenges are intellect. The challenges are intellectual. The challenges are maybe people with a lot of education who are always trying to put you down, or people saying that you can't do it because, or just this sense of people have already made their minds up about a certain thing and they don't want to change it. So, and I'm saying not because she's in reverse, but because I asked what the challenges were. So there's definitely a restrictor here. It could, like I said, could literally be an air sign female that's just causing you issues, being a pain in the ass. Or the challenge is simply that it's directional. You don't know which direction to go. Or you're trying to find, you do know it. You've decided to go in a different direction. And so really what these challenges are just startup challenges. They're not actually restrictions. They're just restrictions of nature, of the nature of the beast when it gets going is it's hard, it's difficult, but that's what Spirit needs me to tell you and needs you to know right now. Is that all of these complications are actually not any diabolical energy getting in your way. It's just the energy of mountains are heavy to move. And you're in the spirit of moving mountains now. Which is, moving mountains, what does that mean? It means energy-wise. This is like requiring a lot of energy right now, Scorpio. But that's true for any new beginning of your own design, right? When we don't have other people's blueprints, also getting over the past. That's another challenge or complication. It could be a relationship that you had in the past. You keep looking back to the past. Something about your past was an idyllic situation and everything is nothing compared to it. That's the Six of Cups energy. Is that looking back onto that ideal thing. Oh, I loved it when I made this much money. I had the perfect job. I loved it when, I was in my old relationship before they cheated or whatever. Forget about the when, because that's creating an obstacle for you. This over idealized understanding of the past, because it wasn't actually that perfect. That's just how you remember it, because it's a fantasy now. It's not a reality. Guess what else slipped out here? The Strength card, another major arcana. Another major arcana, Scorpio. having the strength to wrangle in your fears. That's what strength is, facing your fears. And you are. There's no indication on here that you haven't been. There's every indication that, oh, you see what you want though. You know what? You're hungry. You're hungry. You've been starved. You haven't been getting something that you want. And that's good. Because when you're hungry, you got the eye of the tiger, and the eye of the tiger don't give a shit. The eye of the tiger is like the beast has awakened. It's going to go after what it needs at this point. So you, as the extreme zodiac sign, you got to be pushed and pushed and pushed, because Scorpios, you have this ability to handle way too much, especially emotionally, a lot of shit. But this is a sign that I'm very happy for, because what it tells me is you guys are being pushed beyond that point. And once you're done, that's when your energy is going to burst and explode, and you're going to reach for what you want. Right now, there still could be a holdup of, well, I don't really know. It's not that I don't know what I want. It's I don't know how to go about it. Or I'm still new at something. You guys could have just started a new job or just started a new relationship. But what this is saying is you're going through the newbie fumbles. That is not bad. That is very good, because that is how you grow stronger. But it's also how you learn. In other words, I'm looking at the cards. I don't see any sign that you're not going to get what you want. I see every sign that you are going to get what you want, because you don't really care about being seen of not knowing what you're doing or being goofy. It's not even about pride. It's just about, well, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to be looked at. I know what I want, and I'm going to focus on it. 10 of Wands, taking on a lot of new responsibilities. So there could be heavy burdens in your life right now. So what are the challenges? The challenges are what life has to throw at you. The challenges are, number one, stop idealizing the past. You know, when times were better, and when finances were better, and when you actually liked the job, or when this lover was the best. Stop idealizing the past. And then taking on all these new responsibilities is not helping you, but you're taking on a lot of new responsibilities. You could have to right now. So a major stress point is taking it all into yourself, taking it all on you. There's lots to juggle right now. But once again, that's not necessarily bad, right? That's what we have to do. Like, the entrepreneur wears many hats. So you're building this new life of yours, and that means, or you just started to build out a new reputation. And I think in a lot of ways, this has to do with reputation. You know, building a new perspective of yourself that is building a new public perception of yourself that is in line with what you know are your true strengths, right? Not letting people put you in a place or tell you what you are anymore, but instead being like, no, this is who I am. And so in a lot of ways, you are up against public perception of who you used to be. And that is your biggest challenge, who you used to be, right? Not only in yourself, but in terms of how everybody else sees you. And I'm not trying to say you will never, Scorpio, when have you ever heard me say it matters what other people think about you? It's not about popularity. It's about changing the tide into your favor. And a lot of things, you can't get it done unless other people are on board too. So this is about all the work that you're doing to basically be more true to yourself and be seen for something that is really more closer to your nature. To the sea, as we talk about your nature. To the sea, which is your emotions. Also, it's travel. It's opening back up to infinite possibilities. But in other words, there's a lot of emotions going on here right now. A lot of feminine energy, divine feminine energy, which means it's a time to let your emotions be felt. It's a time to let your emotions sort of open, to remain open. Yin energy is it's time to receive. Time to receive what? Okay. So what's coming towards Scorpio in terms of their love life? Usually I only do, okay, stuff that you don't want. Stuff that you feel is being forced down your throat. And in some ways you feel like you need a break from shit. Because there's been some, I'm not saying that you don't love the person that you're with, but I'm saying that in some ways it's become too much. It's become like something's being forced on you. And I don't necessarily get that as physical. I get that as burdens. Remember, we're going to take the general energy and we're going to apply it to all these different aspects, and then we're going to build that out over in the extended. So there's this extent of just feeling like things too much is being forced on you and you need a break, you need a rest, a sense of maybe you need a break from a relationship or you need to get away. Yeah, 8 of Swords is here, and that's the devil in the background. So that sense of maybe you're afraid of being left alone, or somebody's forcing you to be on your own for right now, or you feel like you're all on your own, you have to do everything by yourself. There is an essence of thinking that you're lonely, or of your thoughts being like, I gotta do this all by myself, I'm on my own here. So literally it's not a 50-50 situation what's going on in your love life right now. What about money? What about money for Scorpio? Remember, money and career are two different things. Career is your devotion to and your study of what you want to manifest into the world. That's your career. That's what your constant devotion to, what you are contributing to this world. And that's supposed to be based on your passions. Your money is actually your money. Like, what's going on with Scorpio's money right now? Ooh, Leo energy. And that's Leo season. You know what that means? Money's getting better. Money's warming up. There's abundance coming in for you with regards to money. We will get into how. In the extended, but let's get a little bit more. You're a little bit apprehensive here. You got the 9 of Wands here, kind of defending yourself. This could just be, in terms of Leo energy, you're starting to value your money more. You're starting to stretch it a longer way. You're starting to realize there could be a need to pull back, but it's not making you feel broke. It's actually kind of like, I'm valuing more what my money is and what it means to me. I'm getting a sense of a deeper value when it comes to my money. And I'm not letting it go as much as I used to, because I don't want to. I want it for me. There is also a sense of, there is money, there is abundance, but it could be guarded somehow, gated. I don't know if that's an unemployment check or some shit like that, but there's just this sense of it may be more hard to get than you would like, but it's still there. And then we have the 7 of Swords for career. 7 of Swords, I'm sorry, we're still on money. 7 of Swords is oh no, there is some sense of betrayal, some sense of you doing it alone, some sense of you're feeling deceived when it comes to money, and you should, because somebody is not pulling their weight. Somebody's whittling away and doing shit that is shady. And we will get deeper into that shit over in the extended. And then Scorpio, career. What is it in career? What is it with career? What is it with career? What is it with career? High Priestess and the Tower. Shit. So this is cosmic disruption and interruption. Something's going to happen to force you into a new career. In other words, and it could have already happened since it was coming out kind of in the past. So there's just this sense of complete and total annihilation and destruction that could have been to your finances, that has made you kind of rethink and recalibrate, but what do I really want to do with my life? Who am I really? And it was for that recalibration. In other words, the Tower is here with the High Priestess to acknowledge you were supposed to think twice about what you were doing with your life. Because what just happened to you, that shit you went through, that was to force you to get back on your main course, your true course, your more intuitive course. Or intuitively, you could feel like the good times are over. Because those are good times right there. But there is just this sense of intuitively you knowing there's another shoe that's going to fall when it comes to your career. There's another shoe that's going to drop. I will see you guys over the extended. There's so many more details to get into. And thank you so much for your constant love and support of the channel. And for watching this far. If you want to continue the message, let's dig in. I'll see you guys over there. Bye.